Well, good morning and welcome to Sheffield on finals day at the GB Open, a new event on the World Boxing calendar for the World Boxing Cup. I'm Chris Latcham, I'm calling the action today and delighted to say I'm joined in the ring by a little bit of GB boxing royalty, Olympic champion from London 2012 in the bantamweight division, Luke Campbell, back on your old stamping ground here in Sheffield. It must be good to be back.
I am, yeah. It's been a while, but it's great to be back. Got a lot of great memories here.
Yeah, so we've got a gallery that's filling up, and it will fill up throughout the day. We have got 12 bouts today, many of them finals as we hand out the medals on the last day of the GB Open. We've had 3 days of brilliant boxing so far, and I promise you it's only going to get better live on the BBC as we move through the morning and into the afternoon session. Now, Luke, I took a walk earlier this week down the Hall of Champions, and it's got pictures of all of the Olympic gold medalists, the people that trained in the gyms here in Sheffield, and your face is on them.
It is, yeah. It's a proud thing for me that, you know, I put a hell of a lot of work in. There was certainly a lot of ups and downs, but we got there in the end, and you know, made history there that day. So that's that for me was my dream, to become champion.
And you did it 12 years ago. God, it feels like yesterday, London 2012, doesn't it? Now, we are just 6 months away from an Olympic Games, and for many of the boxers here this week, they will have their eyes on a big Olympic trial in 6 weeks' time. Only one per country, per weight class can go to the Olympics. So this is really a final opportunity to put their hands up to the selectors to say, pick me, pick me.
Yeah, you know what? I think they've got to take one thing at a time, but they have to enjoy the moment. I think that's the main bit. Go in there, enjoy yourself. This is what you enjoy doing. So go in there, have fun, and just put in 100% effort.
So we've got 12 bouts today, a couple of withdrawals which we'll explain in the commentary, but in those 12 bouts we've got a number of all home nations boxers going up against each other. What's that like when you box against someone that you train with, you share the same gym with on a daily basis?
Yeah, I mean, what it was like for me in the team is if someone was at your weight category, you know, you want friends. They might be a great person, but you know, if they was at a different weight category, then you could be friends. But anyone who's at the same weight, you're not really friends. But it brings the best out in you. You know, it's that healthy competition where it keeps pushing you. That, you know, if I aren't doing well, they're doing well, and it keeps pushing you. And it certainly got the best out of me.
It certainly did get the best out of you, all the way to the Olympic gold in London in 2012. How much will the boxers take from the fact that they get this opportunity here in Sheffield to test themselves against some of the best from around the world?
Yeah, I think for them it's certainly a confidence thing to see what they've got, to see how they're performing, who they're up against, and it's every little step like this and every tournament in the lead to the Olympics is all a learning curve. Whether you win, lose, draw, you've got to learn from it and then move on. You know, and that's what it was for me. Every moment, every tournament before the Olympics was all learning. And then when I got to the Olympics, everything that I've learned in the previous tournaments, I put it into play.
You put it into play very well. Luke Campbell is going to be with us on commentary today with me, Chris Latcham. We are live on BBC Sport. We're also live on the YouTube channels of World Boxing and GB Boxing. There are 12 bouts today, a number of them finals, and we will present the winning boxers with their medals as well. But as we approach 10 a.m. this morning, we're soon to have the boxers with us, so it's almost time to hand over to our MC in the ring, Mr. Craig Denham. Craig.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English Institute of Sport, Sheffield. My name is Craig Denham, and I'm the Master of Ceremonies for this finals sessions of the GB Open World Boxing Cup. It's finals day. The event is brought to you by GB Boxing, UK Sport, the National Lottery, Sheffield City Council, England Boxing and Sting. Our competing nations this week have been the Czech Republic, Denmark, England, Finland, Germany, Mongolia, the Netherlands, Nigeria, Norway, Panama, Scotland, Sweden, Wales, French Polynesia and the refugee boxing team. So ladies and gentlemen, the officials are ready, the boxers are ready. It's time to make some noise. It's time to start boxing. So ladies and gentlemen, bout number 53 on the schedule is a flyweight contest between Scott Richards of Wales and FILIP HORVATH of Czech Republic. This is a walkover to Scott Richards. Moving on to bout number 54. So ladies and gentlemen, introducing your boxers to the ring, and firstly your red corner, representing England, give it up for KIARAN MacDonald.
Talented fighter is KIARAN MacDonald, and a talented co-commentator as well. He had the misfortune of sharing the booth with me yesterday, Luke Campbell. Big boots to fill you've got.
Yes, certainly. You know, he's in great hands. He's got Dave in the corner. I had Dave in my corner for a hell of a lot of fights.
Dave Alloway.
That's right, yeah.
What does he bring when he's in your corner?
He's got a certain level of calmness, you know, and he's very assertive in what he says. And he's just a cool guy.
Cool guy, assertive, everybody says, and calm in the corner. The keys to success for GB Boxing. Today, KIARAN MacDonald in the red corner is representing England, but he has big hopes of Olympic glory this summer.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner to the ring, representing Germany. Give it up for SALAH IBRAHIM.
But it's not going to be easy for KIARAN MacDonald against the slick boxing style of the German flyweight SALAH IBRAHIM. 2 wins from 2 so far. He beat FILIP HORVATH, the Czech, in his opening bout, and beat Scott Richards of Wales yesterday, and he'll be here looking for a clean sweep. KIARAN, actually, the reason he was in the box yesterday, he was given a walkover. His Czech opponent stood down. And he said to me, do you know what? I would much rather be in the ring, blowing off any ring rust, rather than getting the walkover.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 54, which is a flyweight final. Scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all red and representing England. Give it up for KIARAN MacDonald! And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, his opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue, representing Germany. Give it up for SALAH IBRAHIM! Your referee at the bell, representing Scotland, Mr. George Brown.
Should be a good fight, this. KIARAN MacDonald looked really good in his victory over Scott Richards of Wales in his opening bout. Had an unwanted rest day yesterday with his walkover win, and SALAH IBRAHIM, I think you're really going to enjoy the boxing style of the slick German in blue, Luke. And we're underway.
Round 1.
Finals day at the World Boxing Cup here in Cologne. MacDonald takes the centre of the ring. SALAH IBRAHIM likes to box off the back foot, and he'll be comfortable enough doing that, Luke.
Keep everything at distance.
And landing shots early in the round, the man in blue. MacDonald with the high held guard.
I think it's important for KIARAN to stay tight, as he's got to close the distance.
Well, he's looking to close the distance down. It's never easy early in the bout when a man is so quick on his feet as SALAH IBRAHIM is. The Germans behind us enjoyed that straight left hand from the German in the blue.
It's good to see a southpaw on the front foot sometimes. Normally all southpaws like to counter on the back foot.
Well, I think it's the German who's made the more positive start, perhaps because he's match hardened. 2 bouts in 2 days. KIARAN having to sit out yesterday, might take him a minute or so just to find his feet. But the southpaw stance, as you mentioned, Luke, is the fact that SALAH IBRAHIM leads off the right hand, and it's...
Yeah, for me, KIARAN's just walking into him a little bit in one pace. He needs to change the speed of his feet a little bit, and
it's been single shots so far from the Englishman, but actually then through his first set of 3 punches in a bunch, leading with the right hand southpaw stance and the neon socks, and now he's starting to let the flurries go, but IBRAHIM rode it well.
Yeah, this is where KIARAN needs to be, up close, letting his shots go,
drawing the German into a stand-up fight rather than allowing him to backpedal and box the fight that he wants to box.
Exactly. This is where he'll have his success if he can stand and keep his feet. There. Oh.
Well, the Germans behind us are really enjoying what they see. I said to you before we went live this morning, Luke, the Germans have travelled well, and all of their boxing team come and cheer on their teammates when they're in the ring, and they're really in full voice early doors here on finals day at the GB Open. Now MacDonald has IBRAHIM where he wants him, trying to push him back against the ropes, but caught a bit of leather coming in there, the man in red.
Yeah. IBRAHIM's starting to move his feet again and bringing him onto counters.
So last 30 seconds of the opening round. MacDonald, as I've said, dreams of the Olympics, man from Sunderland, big Sunderland fan. Longer term dreams down the line. Wants to box in his football stadium for a world title. He lands a good shot there, the backhand right.
There you go, now he's using his back foot.
Well, that turned into a really absorbing opening contest, opening round of the day. It was the German who started the quicker. How did you see the round, Luke?
I think it was fairly even. I think both had success. Maybe the SALAH maybe had the odd couple of shots where he brought him onto a right hand.
Well, the scorecards have come in. You can see it's a 4-1 split on the judges' scorecards in favour of the German in the blue corner. So yesterday when KIARAN was on commentary, he would make the point that when a boxer loses the first round, you see they come out at a much higher tempo early in the second, and I would expect to see that from him.
He's got to put the pressure on now and he's got to chase.
Yeah, it's a chasing game for the Englishman as we see the best of the action from that opening round. IBRAHIM boxing off the back foot, and the judges ruling that he had the cleaner of the work. That was a lovely shot.
I think there was certainly scoring IBRAHIM's right hands that was landing down the middle.
So Dave Alloway would have been in the corner and would have been calm and would have been a great guy, as you say, Luke, and no doubt telling KIARAN to stick to what they talked to before the fight. They would have known what to expect. They've studied SALAH IBRAHIM. They've seen him twice in Sheffield this week. And once again, MacDonald takes the centre of the ring, and the German is happy to allow him to be there.
Yeah, MacDonald's...
Oh, it's a good shot. Yeah. Rising right hand into the chin of the German. Good shot from the man in red.
Yeah. Let's see more of it now. He's just got to pick the pace up a little bit if he wants to win this round.
And he needs to win the round, losing on 4 of the judges' scorecards in that opener, and MacDonald has just turned up the heat a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's good work, getting tagged by the German and then just maybe using his ring smarts to slow the bout down.
Yeah, he's got to be careful of walking onto that right hand. MacDonald needs to speed his feet up a little bit.
Commonwealth silver medalist in the flyweight division from Birmingham 2022, the very ring that they're boxing in right now. It's been rehoused here in Sheffield for this event, and the Germans find their voice once again behind us.
MacDonald's doing well here, he's letting his hands go. Oh, lovely.
Certainly is, they're both landing good shots, but it's KIARAN MacDonald, I think, in this middle portion of the second round that's having the better of it. Lots of head movement, making himself a difficult target to hit, and always walking forward.
I think he started a little bit slow in that first round, but now he's picked the pace up and it seems to be doing good for himself.
Well, he certainly had to, and Salah Ibrahim, the German in blue, just clinging on there because KIARAN MacDonald was starting to take control of the second. Solid left hand, the backhand left for KIARAN MacDonald in his southpaw stance.
He's caught Salah a couple of times with that lead right hook in this round. Really good shot.
So it's a round robin in this flyweight division, but this is the winner takes all. Ibrahim has the 2 wins. MacDonald has the 1 win and the 1 walkover win. So each of these looking to end the week flawless. And Ibrahim himself looking to double down, having won the gold in Cologne in the opening World Boxing Cup event last November.
Ibrahim wants a slower pace. It's MacDonald's job to keep this pace going now.
Oh, it's really good defensive work. He brought up his guard, then he saw the punches coming in, ducked away and came back with a couple of shots of his own. Excellent work from the Englishman in red. Terrific fight, absorbing contest. The opening bout here in Sheffield on finals day. Oh, Ibrahim's caught him with a big lead right hand. Solid shot as he switched momentarily into the southpaw stance and perhaps caught KIARAN MacDonald unaware. 10 seconds left of the middle round of 3.
MacDonald needs to go.
Oh, he's been caught with 2 shots. 2 eye-catching shots to end the round. And a show of respect from both men at the end of that 3 minutes. What a terrific 3 minutes we've just seen as KIARAN MacDonald, as you said, raised the tempo because he knew he needed to. And so there we go. How have the judges seen that? Well, it's another split, but this time it's 3-2 in favour of the Englishman. So it's all on the final 3 minutes.
Yeah. For me, KIARAN did really good that round. He just needs to keep that pace going.
KIARAN still needs the better of the final rounds if he's to take this. He's only ahead on 1 of the scorecards. He's level on a couple. He's down on 2. But he definitely brought the work rate in that second round, and Ibrahim noticeably wasn't skipping away around the ring, wasn't able to box on the back foot as smartly as he managed in the first round.
Ibrahim is one of them boxers that likes the pace a little bit slower and likes to have time to pick his shots, where KIARAN that round didn't give him the time.
Well, the Germans are in full voice here on the final morning of the GB Open World Boxing Cup event here in Sheffield. They've travelled so well, they support their teammates, and they will know that these two have history. Go back to Finland, Helsinki last year, the Tama tournament, one of the international events, and Salah Ibrahim beat KIARAN MacDonald to win that event at the end of last year. It's all on the line here in Sheffield. The German in blue, the Englishman in red. Winner takes gold. Not the first time Ibrahim has been warned for holding on. Wants the fight at his pace in this final round, and there he's holding on once again.
Lovely right hook again by MacDonald. Uses that shot very well.
He's growing a little frustrated at Ibrahim's, as he feels, spoiling tactics. He feels that every time he gets into a rhythm, the German in blue is gripping onto him, trying to take time out of the contest.
He's winning the fight so far, you see, so he wants to waste as much time as possible. But it's KIARAN's job to let his shots go and keep that distance.
Yeah, clever ringmanship from the German. And MacDonald has to find something. Oh, good combo. A right-left from KIARAN MacDonald, the lead jab into the backhand. But Ibrahim is starting once again to box on the back foot. He's trying to just create a little bit of distance between the two. KIARAN wants to be right in front of him, exchanging punches. Oh, it's a good shot round the corner with the backhand left. Then the lead hook with the right hand from KIARAN MacDonald. All of this will be eye-catching stuff.
It's certainly been the best shot for him, that lead right hook, catching Salah as he comes in.
So a minute left of this opening contest on finals day here in Sheffield. We can't yet tell you where the gold will be going in this men's flyweight division, but that's a really smart lead left hook from Salah Ibrahim in the German blue corner.
It's getting very messy and scrappy now in this final minute.
Very untidy as the two men continue to tangle as we head into the final few seconds of this opening bout. It's been a terrific contest for the flyweight gold at the GB Open. Terrific work, great work from KIARAN MacDonald. He landed 2, he backed away, he went back in, landed more and backed away smiling.
He's letting his shots go and then he's rolling under Salah's shots. Great head movement back.
The roll is great to see.
Really is. He's made him miss a lot by rolling close up.
15 seconds to go once the referee allows them to box on. There'll be just 10 seconds to go. Is there time for a final flurry to please the judges? Ibrahim is walking onto the shots, trying to catch MacDonald, who turns well, and MacDonald raises his fist, and immediately Salah Ibrahim has a look and says, well, I think I've won the contest too, and I have to admit, I can't split them, Luke.
Yeah, it's a very close fight. For me, MacDonald just nicked it in the end.
Well, it was the German who started the stronger, but it did feel to me like it was the opposite corner, the red corner, the Englishman, that finished.
It was, yeah. You know, he brought him onto some great shots in that final round and started using his boxing ability.
So gold medals on the line, international medals on the line in an Olympic year, and we've already talked about in the intro to the show that there's a big Olympic trial in Italy, just north of Milan, coming up at the end of February, early March.
Bout number 54,
KIARAN wants to go.
Please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a split decision in favour of your winner. Boxing out of the red corner, it's KIARAN MacDonald.
It's the Englishman who's got it, and I have to say, I think it's the day spent with me on commentary that got him all the way to the goal. KIARAN MacDonald gets the job done on a split decision.
Yeah, on a split. You know what? Right decision for me. I thought he started a little bit slow, brought it back in the middle round, and then he used his boxing ability in the last round and brought him onto them lead right hooks.
Well, what a great start to the action here at the GB Open, the first of this year's World Boxing Cup events. It's a series where they pick up ranking points, and at the end of the year we will ultimately crown a champion, and the first of the gold medalists of this year on home soil is the man that was with us on commentary yesterday. Handshake from Dave Alloway for KIARAN. Well done as he passes us. Little fist bump for him. He'll be back for his medal shortly. KIARAN MacDonald has picked up gold on home soil.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're on to bout number 55. Introducing your boxers to the ring. And firstly, your red corner, representing Denmark. Give it up for Melissa Mortensen.
So Melissa Mortensen picked up the silver medal at the first World Boxing Cup event in Cologne last November. How she'd love to go one better. This weight class is a round robin event, as the men's flyweight was as well. 4 boxers in it, and Mortensen has 1 win, 1 defeat. She needs to win today to have any hope of snatching the gold medal today on finals day.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing into the ring your blue corner, representing Wales, give it up for Zoe Andrews.
Well, this week has been terrific experience for the young Welsh boxer Zoe Andrews from Neath in South Wales. 2 fights so far in the round robin. She's been beaten both times, beaten narrowly by Zara Millie of Sweden in her opener, and then well beaten by the terrific young GB boxer Lauren Mackey, who was representing England yesterday. Unanimous decision. But Luke, ultimately, age 20, this is all about miles on the clock for boxers like Zoe.
This is all about learning. It's all about getting all the mistakes out now. You know, make as many mistakes now and get that out of the way. It's all about learning process. You know, it's not about just winning.
Yeah, win or learn seems to be the message for anyone who's ever been attached to the team at GB Boxing.
You know, when you're boxing champions from different countries all the time, all you do is learn. It's not about just, I mean, listen, it'd be great if you could win everything, but in an ideal world, you've got to take the losses with the wins.
Yeah, it would be unrealistic to expect it. We'll get underway with this one shortly, but we'll head back into the ring to our MC, Craig Denham, for the formal introductions.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 55, which is a women's bantamweight contest scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all red and representing Denmark, give it up for Melissa Mortensen. And across the ring, her opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the all blue, representing Wales, give it up for Zoe Andrews. Your referee at the bell, representing England, give it up for Billy MacDonald.
So Zoe Andrews of Wales in blue up against Melissa Mortensen of Denmark in the red. Couple of young fighters, Luke. Zoe's just 20, Melissa Mortensen, age 22, the boxer from Worda in southern Denmark.
And did you say this one was a round robin contest?
Yes, so 4 boxers in this weight category. Lauren Mackey, who we'll see a little bit later on. She's won 2 wins from 2, just 18 years old, English boxer. Wow. And she's beaten both of these this week. She is absolutely excellent, and we'll have designs on future Olympics as well. One to watch for sure. But on to this one, we're focusing on Zoe Andrews in the blue and Melissa Mortensen in the red, who had a really good win yesterday over Zara Millie. She won by unanimous decision against the Swedish #1. Bit of a Scandinavian duel, that one. And the only thing I notice is it's Zoe Andrews who's trying to take the centre of the ring, trying to take the domineering position. Couple of defeats earlier this week, but as Luke Campbell, that's a big shot from the Dane, off the back foot, pouncing forward with the lead left hand. Excellent shot, just rocked the head back of Zoe Andrews, who's done well to blow free any cobwebs and just locking up her opponent, trying to take a couple of seconds of flow out of her.
Zoe Andrews just has to keep it a little bit more tighter as she's on the front foot going in, as the Dane's just waiting for her to throw.
Yeah, she certainly caught her well with that lead left hand. She's quick. She's actually boxed 1 bout as a professional, Melissa Mortensen.
Really?
So schooled both in the amateur and in the pro game. But still, it's Andrews who's stalking her prey. She's catching a couple coming in, but a good lead left hand from the woman in blue. Good international experience for both of these young boxers in front of the TV cameras, and it's Mortensen who's throwing the combination work. Those are the punches that please the judges. Even if they don't all land, they'll be marking points for aggression in the fight, and Mortensen is certainly bringing that in the early knockings of this first round. Minute left.
She certainly is. Zoe's certainly bringing it to her, and Melissa is just waiting and waiting, playing the waiting game.
Boxing off the back foot really well, backhand right, just getting through the Welsh guard. Well, she looks a good boxer, doesn't she, Melissa Mortensen? It's a bit of a shock defeat in her opening when you looked at the form guide, but Lauren Mackey has really laid down a marker for the future. One to watch, I have to say. Really looking forward to seeing her bout against Zara Millie a little bit later on. We'll bring you all of today's fights live on the BBC. Good combination work from both fighters, both landing scoring shots as we head towards the final bell of the first round. And it feels to me like Mortensen got the best of the opening 3 minutes there, Lou.
Yeah, I think she just picked her off as she walked in. I think Zoe really needs to go in there with a bit of a tighter guard and really get off the jab. I think that would play a big role for her if she started using her jab more.
Yeah, so former GB Three Nations youth champion is the woman in blue on the right of your screen, and you can see on the scorecards all of the judges have gone along our line of thinking, all awarding them to the Dane in red. So Luke, tell me, I know on the premise of you never lose, you win or learn, the GB boxing thinking, the Welsh boxing thinking will be with a boxer as young as Zoe, but can it be demoralising when you come to an international event like this and it doesn't go your way?
Oh, everything is about winning when you're in the ring. You know, nobody wants to go in there and lose, but when you can look from the outside in, take it as a learning curve, you know.
Second round.
That's the most important thing about it.
Yeah, and I suppose even if you look at the most elite amateur boxers, male or female, none of them have completely clean cards.
No, I had about 178 fights in total, and I probably lost about 27 of them.
Yeah, and you went on to have one of the most terrific careers of GB Olympic style boxers. So back into the ring, 20 seconds in, and they've started a good pace here, and Mortensen has just locked up Zoe Andrews because she came out knowing that she's behind on the scorecards, came out looking to take the aggression to the woman in red. So Andrews in the centre of the ring in blue, Mortensen boxing off the back foot, and so far boxing very well indeed.
I think in amateur boxing it's so important to get that first round under you, because it can change the full fight.
Lays the foundation, doesn't it? And it makes the other boxer have to chase.
Your full tactics can change just in one round if you've lost the first round, because you've only got 2 rounds to pick it back up.
Yeah, and Zoe Andrews will be mindful of that off the back of these 2 defeats this week. And Mortensen as well has got herself into a position that she wants to be, although not right now, up against the ropes in the neutral corner. And smartly, she ties up the arms of the Welsh boxer, and the referee enables her to spin around and get back to the safety of the centre of the ring. Oh, that's a good shot. Single shot from the Dane in red. Rock back the head of Andrews in the blue vest. Oh, it's really good stuff.
She's got
really
great
good
timing,
work.
as Melissa the Dane. She's just picking her shots as she walks in and then moves away on her feet.
Yeah, it's good to watch from the Dane, whose hair is coming a little loose above her head guard. We've seen referees stop the contest and ask the corner to tie that up as she just lands lefts and rights. She's getting through the Welsh defence. Another single right shot rocks back the head guard of the Welsh boxer.
Single shots, I think Zoe really needs to just up her pace a little bit more and let her hands just go. Good defence by Zoe there.
Yeah, it was, and she came back with a lead left hook as well, but caught some leather coming in herself, and actually the referee says we need to take some sting out of this bout and invokes the standing 8 count.
Yeah, it was a great right hand she just walked onto there that gave her that standing 8 count.
It's a tough day at the office so far for Zoe Andrews of Wales, and an awful lot of work to do, having lost the first round on all 5 of the judges' scorecards. That's brilliant work by the Dane. Dipping down to her left, landing a left-hand, right-hand combination.
She hadn't seemed to get out of gear 1 as Melissa in red, the Dane. She just seems to be floating round, firing singles or double shots.
Which is pretty ominous if you think she's got more gears to go through, because she looks so comfortable out there. Even now, backed into the neutral corner right at the end of the second round. That was some of the best work that Zoe managed throughout the whole round. But ultimately, with that standing 8 count, you might feel that the judges once again are going to lean red. So there's the split screen, and it's a 10-8 round in favour of the Dane on 2 of the judges' scorecards. So it's a long old road back
that standing
for
8
Zoe
count,
Andrews.
really, she really didn't need that one there.
So it's a commanding lead that Melissa Mortensen has built as we head towards the final round. Let's have a look at the best of the action from that round, including the punch that forced the referee in for the standing count. It's worth pointing out, Luke, at this stage, you've boxed Olympic-style boxing, you've boxed professional boxing. Pro boxing fans might look at that and go, I don't quite understand why the referee has stepped in.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not our job to comment on what the referee does. You know, the referee's in there for the safety of the boxers. And if he thought that was a good enough shot that hurt Zoe, then, you know, he stepped in and give her that count.
Absolutely, the importance is to protect the boxers at all times, and obviously it's different to pro boxing where there's, you know, so much money on the line and all of that. As you've said, amateur boxers can lose in their amateur career. It's not the be-all and end-all, whereas in a pro boxing career you might have 30 fights, everything absolutely counts.
Yeah, certainly does.
So Luke Campbell alongside me, Chris Latcham, in the commentary box live on BBC Sport, on the iPlayer and the BBC Sport website. This is the second bout of 12 that we're going to bring you throughout the day, finals day at the GB Open, and this is the final round of this women's bantamweight round robin opener between Melissa Mortensen and Zoe Andrews. Zoe Andrews, the Welsh fighter in the blue, is down on the judges' scorecards, having lost both of the opening rounds. Mortensen has looked really good so far, Luke.
Yes, she has. It's going to be a really difficult challenge now for Zoe Andrews to come back. I really love to see something different from her this round. You know, she's lost the first two. What can she pull out the bag on this one? What can she do differently that she hasn't done?
I'm noticing something different from Mortensen, who's now throwing combinations upstairs, downstairs, working the body and working the head, and she'll be really pleasing the judges with that.
Every time I was 2 rounds up going into the third round, it gave me the opportunity to practice and learn different things and try new things out. So maybe the day now is practicing certain shots. Now she's feeling comfortable and confident that she's up.
That's good insight, that. Never mind win or learn, win and learn. So Mortensen up on the judges' scorecards. We've got 1:30, half of the final round left to go. Final chance for Zoe Andrews to really impose herself on this contest.
That was good there by Zoe. She instead of walking in, she jabbed her way in, and that makes a big difference when you're boxing and walking someone down.
Constantly giving your opponent something to think about, something to defend, rather than just a fairly stationary target to hit.
Yeah, if you're just walking forward and not throwing no shots, you're going to get hit by straight punches. But if you're jabbing the way in, it's giving your opponent something to think about and something to defend.
Yeah, she certainly jabbed her way in there, and Mortensen just got out of dodge and did well to roll away. So inside the last minute of the final round of this women's bantamweight contest, Melissa Mortensen heading for the victory. And now just...
You can see the confidence now Melissa's got floating around, using her footwork. And you could even see the speed of her footwork speeding up, so she's certainly got gears in the tank.
Yeah, certainly has. But still engaged in the contest, not just looking to skip away the last minute of the final round, even though it's a bout that she knows that she's got in the bag. So into the last 10 seconds. That's a nice shot from Zoe Andrews to sign off with. Caught one to the body though as she was coming in. And the bout will end with Melissa Mortensen, the Dane, in the neutral corner, but no doubt over who will come out victorious in this one.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that will feel like a tough week at the office for 20-year-old Zoe Andrews of Wales. 3 bouts, 3 defeats, but as Luke Campbell has pointed out to us all the way through this contest, so many opportunities to learn and grow.
You know, I would be lying if it hadn't happened to me. I've been to competitions, round robins, you know, and been beat twice in a row or 3 times. You know, but I've also been to tournaments, and you know, I've had 5 fights in 5 days. I won them all. So, you know, she's really got to think about what she was doing wrong in this and take it into the next one.
And also, how old were you when you won your Olympic gold?
I was 24 years old.
Okay,
24.
ladies and gentlemen.
She's 20, long way to
At
go.
number 55, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards, where your officials at ringside score a unanimous decision victory in favour of your winner. Boxing out of the red corner, it's Melissa Mortensen. A round of applause, both boxers.
So good victory for Melissa Mortensen, who ends her week here in Sheffield with 2 wins and the 1 defeat. She lost her opener to England's Lauren Mackey, and then she won back-to-back bouts against Zara Millie of Sweden, unanimous defeat, and then that one that we've just seen against Wales' Zoe Andrews. And we can rerun the fun from that one. Just see some of the slick work that the Dane, mainly boxing off her back foot, had just a little bit too much ring smarts for her younger opponent from Wales. So throughout the day we're going to have the medal ceremonies, and the first of which is due upon us, and entering the ring now is Yuri Matashen, who is our medal ceremony master of ceremonies. Easy for me to say. I'll hand over to him. We'll be back with commentary of the boxing very shortly.
know, when they walk in, everybody's going up the white steps. So just don't block them.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the ring the medalists and presentation party for the men's 92 kilogram competition. And a very warm welcome to our medal presentation, Mr. Matthew Holt, Vice President of World Boxing and Chief Executive Officer of GB Boxing. This is the World Boxing Cup GB Open, Sheffield 2024 medal ceremony for the men's 92 kilogram competition. In bronze medal position, representing Germany, Tyrone Amor. And in silver medal position, representing Nigeria, Adam Oloro. In gold medal position and winner of the men's 92 kilogram competition, representing England, is Patrick Brown, who unfortunately cannot be with us, and Paul Bennett, GB coach, will receive that medal from Matthew Holt. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for our medalists and our presenters. Thank you.
So, English boxing's Pat Brown winning the heavyweight gold medal, but not here to take his... I thought it looked quite amusing that his coach was standing in the middle. I thought he looked quite good at the weight.
Yeah, you know what, I'm really disappointed that I didn't get to see him fight today.
He's a monster. Pat Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
Brown
welcome
is a
into
monster.
the
We'll
ring.
talk about that shortly.
The
We're going to go back into the ring
presentation
for the next of the
party
medal
for
ceremonies.
the men's 51 kilogram competition. And once again, a very warm welcome to our medal presenter, Matthew Holt, Vice President of World Boxing and Chief Executive Officer of GB Boxing. This is the World Boxing Cup GB Open Sheffield 2024 medal ceremony for the men's 51 kilogram competition. In bronze medal position, representing the Czech Republic, FILIP HORVATH. Also in bronze medal position, representing Wales, Scott Richards. In silver, put your hands together, representing Germany, IBRAHIM SALAH. In gold medal position and winner of the men's 51 kilogram competition, representing England, KIARAN MACDONALD. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for our medalists and presenter.
So many congratulations to England's KIARAN MACDONALD. A gold in an Olympic year. Wins breed confidence, confidence breeds wins, Luke.
Certainly does. Great confidence boost of that moving into the qualifiers. That'd have done the world of good for him, especially beating a guy that he's already previously lost to.
And a good fighter in Salah Ibrahim, well supported by the travelling German contingent here as well. You mentioned as well the heavyweight Pat Brown wasn't here to collect his gold medal, but yesterday he was so frightening, Luke, I have to tell you. He fought Adam Alor, who won the silver medal representing Nigeria. He spent time living in London, now in Newcastle, so they know each other well. He knocked him down with the most ferocious left hand in the first round, and then referee stopped the contest.
Where can I see this fight?
It's on YouTube.
Right.
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it because yesterday was a real feast of technical boxing, and then Pat Brown walked into the ring against a truly technical boxer in Adam Alor. He's a good boxer. He's off the back foot. He's moved up in weight, so he's gone from light heavy to heavy. And Pat Brown looked at him and went, "No, mate.
No.
I'm going to stalk you like the Terminator, and I'm going to end this fight inside the distance."
Really?
It was a real treat.
That's
it's
impressive.
on YouTube on the GB Boxing page.
Yeah, that's impressive. That I'm certainly gonna look that up.
Yeah, and he's fully confident he will have hopes of the Olympics. So just a reminder then of what we are here. This is the World Boxing Cup, and this is the first of a season-long event where the boxers are picking up ranking points all through the season, ultimately with the aim of crowning a champion at the end of the year. Everybody wants to win events, and that's why KIARAN MACDONALD will be happy and proud with his gold medal, and so he should be, with a big win over Salah Ibrahim. But the other point that we keep reiterating is that there's only 2 more chances for these GB boxers, although they're representing England and Wales and their domestic home nations right now. They've only got the Italian qualifier and one later in the year in Bangkok to get to the Olympics, so chances are running out to impress the judges.
And has it been 2 qualifiers, that's it, or has there been 3 qualifiers?
The one so far was the European Games last year. Delicious Ori, Charlie Davison and Rosie Eccles have already qualified for Team GB, and the rest of them are still up for grabs. Right, we're going to be back with you shortly, myself and Luke Campbell, but right now we're into the ring to join Craig.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 56, which was the featherweight contest between England's Jack Dryden and Wales' Owen Harris Allen. This is a walkover in favour of Wales' Owen Harris Allen. So, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to bout number 57, introducing your boxers to the ring. And firstly, your red corner representing England. Give it up for Lucy Kings-Wheatley.
Okay, what a treat for home viewers. Live on BBC Sport, we've got an all-English final in the women's lightweight category with a 60-kilogram limit, and today is going to be a real clash of styles. The woman making her way to the ring is young and a hot prospect. She's on the GB Academy squad. That's one rung below the podium squad. Those that dream of the Olympics, although let's be honest, Luke, they all dream of the Olympics. And what I find interesting about Lucy is that she used to be a kickboxer and actually had 50 wins in that sport, but gave it up because it's not a funded sport.
Wow, 50 wins is pretty impressive.
Can't be using her feet in this ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner to the ring, representing England, give it up for Shona Whitwell.
So Shona Whitwell making her way to the ring, had a really interesting contest yesterday against a German lightweight in Felicitas Gangelbauer. She beat her by unanimous decision. But for lightweights, Luke, the one thing I noticed is that they were so tall, each of them. Whereas when Shona would line up against most lightweights, as you'll see when she lines up against Lucy Kings-Wheatley, she towers over them. But yesterday she had to beat an opponent who similarly was tall, gangly and very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, and when you're tall for the weight and come up against somebody else who's tall for the weight, your tactics have to completely change because you're not used to that. You know, you're used to having the distance and the reach. And
it takes away her point of difference.
Certainly does.
So today is going to be a contrast of styles, which we love to bring you live on the BBC. You've got a tall, rangy southpaw leading with the right hand against a more compact fighter in Lucy Kings-Wheatley in the red corner. And I have to say, having watched both of them box all week, I can't even give you a steer on which way I think this one's going to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 57, which is a women's lightweight final scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all red and representing England, give it up for Lucy Kings-Wheatley. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, her opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, representing England, give it up for Shona Whitwell. Your referee at the bell, representing Germany, Mr. Thomas Rieber.
Well, both of the boxers well supported in the viewing gallery away to our left-hand side, Luke. And you can see when the boxers lined up there, there's a real difference in stature.
So, let me get this right. Lucy is on the development side.
She's on the GB Academy squad, right. And Shona is in with the podium team.
Interesting.
Which is interesting, isn't it? Because the Academy squad dream of the podium, and the podium dream of going to the Olympics.
Certainly do.
What's the difference, just explain, between the two? It's in terms of how much hands-on training time they get here.
Yeah, so it's basically team 1 to team 2. You know, everyone in team 2 wants to be in team 1.
Yeah, the Academy squad train the weekend and every other week, I believe, and the podium squad are pretty much full-time. So Shona Whitwell in the blue from St Ives in the southpaw stance, leading with her right hand against Lucy Kings-Wheatley, the shorter of the two fighters from Birmingham, age 20, in the red. And already they're going to town. So we've talked all week about how teammates know each other well, but perhaps not when they're on opposite sides of the squad. But this is great work from both boxers immediately in the fight, trying to take the fight to their opponent.
They've both landed good shots on each other so far. But you can certainly see the height difference there.
And it's interesting because Kings-Wheatley enjoys boxing on the outside. She's really good on her feet, as you might expect from someone who trained in kickboxing. But against the longer, rangier opponent, maybe she'd benefit from being uptight, in close. A little bit untidy, but the referee is allowing them to extrapolate themselves. Now a quick word with Kings-Wheatley in the red from the Acox gym in Birmingham.
Yeah, Kings-Wheatley isn't pressing and trying to get close to her. She's trying to make Shona fall short.
And Shona has the longer reach. But when she rushes in, she looks pretty impressive. There's a real aggression about the boxer in the red, and Shona Whitwell in blue just trying to take the sting out of those rushes and do a little bit of work on the inside as well, working away to the body.
So when you get someone sitting off a tall southpaw, it changes the tactics for the sort. Instead of them sitting back, they sort of push forward a little bit and make mistakes.
And Whitwell landed a good couple of shots there. Tangle of the feet, that will happen when you have a right-hander against a left-hander.
It's a good left hand down the middle.
Yeah, Kings-Wheatley almost stumbled into the shot.
It did.
Oh, it's a good 1-2 from Whitwell in the blue. So this is the final in the women's lightweight category, all English.
Very good counter shot there. Step back, hit with a 1-2.
This is a really good opening round to this lightweight final. 10 seconds left of it.
Oh. Both landed good shots there.
Both throwing in flurries as well.
Yeah.
Great to watch. Well, an exciting first 3 minutes, Luke.
It is. Let's see on the scorecards.
Well, what I really love about this Olympic style boxing is the open scoring. You're never in any doubt how the bout is sitting, and as we bring up the split screen, all of them have gone blue.
Yep. I think it was clean straight right hand she just walked onto once or twice in that round. I think that.
Well, let's have a quick look, shall we? And the biggest of shots that she caught was when their feet became tangled and Kings-Wheatley stumbled forward and caught one of those straight rights, as you talk about.
Shona's very good at coming out with the right hook. See what I mean? Just there watching the highlights, bringing her onto that lead right hook.
Yeah. Almost had her on a piece of string there, just reeling her in, catching her once, twice.
Really good boxing.
Okay, so Shona Whitwell in the blue is up on the judges' scorecards as we head into the middle round of 3. All English final in the women's lightweight category.
Now Lucy Kings knows she's lost that round. So now what she's going to have to come and she's going to have to put the pressure up a little bit more this round.
And that means she won't be able to box on the outside as she was trying in the opening couple of minutes of that first round.
She ain't got the time to sit back and counter now.
Has to take the fight to the woman in blue, and this is exactly what we're seeing. And again, the referee allowing them to grapple, allowing them to wrestle. Who will that suit the best if a fight becomes untidy?
Whoever's winning. Because it's just wasted time, in my opinion.
Okay, so in this instance, it's Whitwell in blue.
Oh.
And Kings-Wheatley is throwing punches that are unanswered as her hand became entangled.
Now, I'm shocked the referee didn't jump in there.
He should have, shouldn't he? Because the hand was pinned. She couldn't defend herself.
Yeah, it's a great to hold someone's hand and hit them. I thought the ref might have jumped in. I wonder what the judges thought of that.
Yeah. I mean, it was 4 clean shots because Whitwell was not in a position to defend herself. But they're throwing big punches here, big leather. Not necessarily landing as cleanly as they'd be hoping for, but
Have you noticed now that the pace is upped a little bit, they're a little bit more entangled all the time?
Yeah.
The boxing, the boxing and the counter shots ain't as clear as what it was.
So these are the rounds that are always tough to score. When they become untidy, when they become messy, because ultimately the judges could be swayed by 2 or 3 punches in the entire round. That's good work though, as Kings-Wheatley was coming in. She got caught by the straight right from Shona Whitwell. Whitwell in blue, Kings-Wheatley in red.
They're tangled up a little bit. Referee can jump in and split it up if he wanted to, but he's letting it go on.
It's worth pointing out that the woman leading on the scorecards is the more experienced of the boxers. She's the one, it seems to me, that's holding on and clinging on, taking time out of the bout, a bout that she leads.
She just walked onto a straight right hand there, though.
Kings-Wheatley with a guard held down by her waist and chest. She's looking confident even though she trails. Good contest. 30 seconds left of the second round. It's a round that really the red corner needs something from, having lost all 5 of the judges in the first. And there you go again, pinning the hand and landing unanswered shots. The woman in red. Last 10 seconds of the second round. Both boxers looking to end on a high.
Both land good shots there. Very close round.
Very close round. The first round all went blue. We'll have to wait and see how the judges have scored that one. What's your opinion, Luke?
I think it could be a little bit mixed, if I'm honest. Then, like you said, them type of rounds are hard to score when they're tangled up and they're messy a little bit.
It is a little bit of a split, but it is still majority blue.
Yeah.
4-1 in favour of Shona Whitwell, who won the first round with a shutout.
So she's 4-1 up.
So she's in a fairly comfortable position going in. That's the moment that we talked about, pinning that hand around her waist, and Whitwell couldn't defend herself from the barrage of shots that came in. But that wasn't the work that impressed the majority of the judges. That's a great straight right hand from Kings-Wheatley, straight down the pipe. You called that one at the time, Luke.
I thought Kings-Wheatley had a great round, if I'm honest, that one. I thought she landed some great shots.
So the younger boxer has it all to do as we head into the final round here.
Third and last
4-1
round.
down in that second round, all 5 down in the first. And the 20-year-old on the GB Academy squad, highly thought of. Oh, has it all to do, but Whitwell got the better of that exchange with 2 shots getting through. The more experienced boxer, the taller boxer, 26 years old from St Ives, trained by her dad Stephen in the St Ives ABC.
I think Kings-Wheatley's a great prospect. She's 20 years old, and I think already she's standing up to this already and showing what she's got.
Yeah, and in a final on the international stage, let's not forget that. She says that Rose Namajunas, the former UFC champion, is her inspiration. Katie Taylor as well. She's got an aggressive style like both of them.
She certainly has, and you know what? She can mix it up. She can box, counter, and she can have a go on the inside as well.
Yeah, check out her Instagram. You should see her jumping, spinning back kick as well. But you can't throw that in this contest.
Great right hand there, landed.
Now Whitwell is happy to be in this position. Up 2 rounds on the judges' scorecards against her younger opponent. Trying to take the fizz out of this one. 1 minute 45 left of the contest. And still, as you say, Luke, the younger boxer is continuing to stand up and walk forward.
It's good to see Whitwell isn't moving too much just because she knows she's winning the fight. She's still standing her ground in the middle of the ring and still trying to draw onto combinations.
Yeah, and landing with the backhand left there.
I'd like to see Whitwell use a jab a little bit more, just like that. Landed
So she's got such a low held guard, Luke, in red. Does that slow the speed of the punch because you're throwing it from a lower height than perhaps a boxer who has a higher held guard?
What Kings is trying to do is she's trying to draw the jab and counter
and then
with
box
a
over the top on the
hook
counter.
over the top of it. That's why she's got such a low hand in this one.
Okay.
But when she first came out, she had a high hand, and now she seemed to drop it a little bit.
Yeah. So into the final 45 seconds of this bout, the women's lightweight final here at the GB Open in Sheffield. We've already awarded the first couple of medals. Shona Whitwell will have known coming into this final round she was 2/3 of the way to a gold medal on the international stage. The southpaw is leading her younger opponent, who has boxed well but hasn't quite managed to be on the money against her older opponent.
It seems to be Shona Whitwell at the minute that's pressing the fight, even though she's 2 rounds up.
Trying to win with a bit of a flourish.
Yeah, it's good to
in an
see.
Olympic year. Now it's interesting, her dad calls her the Ghost. Her dad trains her, she hates it as a nickname. She says she wants to be noticed, and ghosts aren't noticed. And in an Olympic year, if you win a gold, you're going to get noticed.
You certainly are.
A good fight, an absorbing contest. I'm not sure Lucy Kings-Wheatley found what she needed to find in that final round, but she showed a lot of herself in that fight.
She certainly did, you know, and she's great. You know what, both boxers was landing great shots, but I certainly think that Shona Whitwell was a better fighter in that fight, landed just the cleaner shots, but it was a great learning experience for Kings.
Well, it certainly is, and when you think an all-English final, an all-GB final, they're both on the GB squads, ultimately the winners are Team GB down the track.
Yep.
So we're going to wait the judges' announcement.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
with our
bout
MC
number
Craig Denham.
57, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside scored a unanimous decision victory in favour of your World Boxing Cup GB Open Women's Lightweight Champion, boxing out of the blue corner, it's Shona Whitwell. A round of applause, both boxers.
Well, a great win for Shona Whitwell, but in the neutral, or in the blue corner I should say, Lucy Kings-Wheatley has just walked over, almost on the verge of tears, Luke. She's absolutely gutted by that one.
Yeah, but I was the same. Every time I lost, I was in tears. You know, that shows what passion she's got in boxing. I hate to see happy losers. So she's showing there that she really wants it and that the passion's there.
Yeah, winning is everything. And actually, with what you talked about earlier, we've talked about win or learn, and every time you enter the ring and lace it up against anybody at these competitions, it is an opportunity ultimately to improve, to test yourselves. Even in defeat, if it feels that painful, you're going to go away and learn from that.
Oh, most definitely. You know, she's upset right now, but I think that was a great learning fight for her. She's only 20 years old. And you know what? There wasn't a lot in that, if I'm honest. It was a bit messy in times, but she stood her ground and did really well, considering she's in there with a girl who was much more experienced than her, who's internationally done a lot more. I think it was a great fight for her. You know, and obviously she's going to be upset and disappointed right now that she didn't get the win. But you got to take the learning from that and learn from it and move into the next one.
Yeah, and she did get a win this week against Lena Buchner, the German, yesterday, and looked really good in doing so. Let's not forget this. She's 20 years old. This is her second sport. You know. She was a success in kickboxing. She's got to the final here on the international stage in the GB Open. Take me back to when you were first joining the GB squad.
Ladies and gentlemen,
in fact, we'll do that
welcome
after,
into the
because
ring
we're going to head back into
the
the ring
medalist
for our
and
medal ceremony.
presenter for the men's 57 kilo competition. And a very warm welcome to our medal presenter today, Mike McAtee, Chief Executive Officer of USA Boxing. This is the World Boxing Cup GB Open, Sheffield 2024 medal ceremony for the men's 57 kilogram competition. And in bronze medal position, representing the Netherlands, Mahmoud Al-Jabtoun. Also in bronze medal position, representing Germany, Luciano Hansen. In silver medal position, representing England, Jack Dryden. In gold medal position and winner of the men's 57 kilo competition, representing Wales, Owain Harris Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for our medalist and presenter, Mike McAtee. Please move forward for your photos. Thank you.
So more good news for GB boxing when you look at the fact that the silver medalist there, Jack Dryden, only got the silver because he couldn't take to the ring today. Damaged his hand, as you can see, a bandage on his right hand.
Yeah, I see that there.
So Owain Harris Allen was given a walkover win. He takes the gold, but it's two home nations boxers, ultimately, that have finished on the top two steps.
You know, and that's exactly what you want when you go into tournaments. You want your teammates in the final with you if you can. You know, may the best man win then.
Now, you've boxed all over the world. We were talking earlier, you boxed in various countries. You boxed at Olympic Games. You won your gold in London, home soil. Is there a difference boxing in front of home crowds as going away as the away team?
Massively. I remember when we was in the World Championships in Azerbaijan, and my first fight I drew a guy from Azerbaijan. You know, and there was a massive arena, and I looked out on one side. I only seen one side, and I thought, oh, it's half empty. Brilliant. And then as I walked in, and then my opponent come out, I just hear like a massive roar for him, and then I turn around and there was like 300 soldiers in the back all cheering for him. And trust me, it makes a difference.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It makes a difference.
300 Azerbaijani soldiers.
In that moment, just then I thought, oh, trust it to be me that lands the guy who's a home nations guy in the first round.
Yeah, well, what I found really interesting is the Germans have travelled and they all come and watch and cheer on their teammates, and that seems to be helping. But we'll pause there. We're going to head back into the ring.
Okay,
to
ladies
the MC
and gentlemen, we move on to bout number 58, introducing your red corner to the ring, representing Germany. Give it up for Leone Muller.
So another German-English clash in the women's welterweight final with the 66 kilo cut-off. Leone Muller in the red corner representing Germany. Has had some success on the international stage, winning an event in the Netherlands, the Eindhoven Box Cup, looking to add a gold medal here on English soil. But we've just been talking about what it adds, fighting in front of your own fans, and she's up against an English fighter in Dion Berman.
He certainly does, but you know, I think in here right now, I don't know whether I'm in Germany or whether I'm in the UK.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner to the ring, representing England, give it up for Dion Berman.
So Leicester's Dion Berman making her way to the ring, boxes out of the Braunston Golden Gloves Club. Refers to herself as $1 Million. How much are you worth, Luke?
Say again?
When you won the gold, you were priceless, mate. Absolutely priceless. London 2012. What great memories you and Team GB have delivered to us in multiple Olympic Games, not just that one. I mean, we hold such a fondness for that one because it was London, it was home soil.
I still feel now, you know, that, I mean, I was very lucky to get London. You know, My timing and hitting London I was very lucky.
Sweet spot.
Yeah, really was. You know, winning an Olympic medal anywhere, no matter where you are in the world at the Olympics, is unbelievable. But winning it in your own country, you just can't top that.
And nobody else will in our lifetime, because it won't be back for a long, long time. Amazing achievements. Thank you for being with us on co-commentary. I'm Chris Latcham. Luke Campbell's with us.
Ladies
We're back
and
to Craig.
gentlemen, this is bout number 58, which is a women's welterweight final, scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all red, representing Germany. Give it up for Leonie Muller. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, her opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue and representing England. Give it up for Dion Berman. Your referee at the bell, representing Wales, Mr. Gary Meredith.
Okay then, women's welterweight final
Round
time.
1.
Dion Berman in the blue, Leonie Miller of Germany in the red.
Dion tall southpaw, coming out on the jab.
So we've got the same as we had in the last bout, a southpaw against an orthodox.
Both as tall as each other on this one. Oh.
So the German looking to box off the back foot. We've seen a bit of that from Germans this week, including SALAH IBRAHIM this morning in the men's flyweight final against KIARAN MACDONALD. It didn't work for him in that bout. MacDonald got the win.
Do you know, I used to see that a lot when I was on the international scene. You know, certain teams would all box very similar, and then you'd have one guy that boxes completely different to the rest.
Well, we've got a German super heavyweight coming up. Let me tell you, later on, he does not box off the back foot. He's like a juggernaut.
Right.
Nikita Putilov, he's in the final later on. We'll show you that. That was great work by the German as she backed out of range and just caught Berman coming in. So 2 bouts left in the morning session here on finals day at the GB Open. We've got this welterweight final, and then we've got the women's middleweight final. Up next, we'll take a break, and then we come back for a handful more in the afternoon session.
Berman is working off the jab really well, using that jab and then counter straight off it. Doing a really good job.
She saw the German coming in there and just caught her with a nice lead right as well. Good work from Dion Berman in the blue.
If you've noticed a little difference in the German now, she's not so much on the back foot, she's pressing a little bit, and now she's coming on to the right hook.
It's completely different style. She was skipping on her back feet away for the first minute, and the second minute she's been walking forward. What would bring about that change? She's just seen something in Dion Berman that made her realise maybe it won't work?
I think she's maybe been tagged with a couple of shots and thought, I need to get them back. Great jab.
Yeah, Berman is jabbing really nicely. Single shot is getting through. That lead right hand. Laser targeted. The German just dipped under a single jab there from Berman. Porter coming in. Good shot from the woman in red.
Berman's done something quite good here. She's stopped the German from using what her attributes by moving and countering, and she's bringing her into the centre of the ring and countering.
And landing a couple of flash jabs as well. It's nice work. That's a brilliant backhand left-hand hook.
Finishing
from
on the
Dion
hook,
Berman in blue. 20 seconds left in the round. That's the best shot so far. Oh, and another one round the corner. That time a lead right hook.
She's used that lead right hook a couple of times today and just brought her onto it again there.
Yeah, really good round. Really good round from the English boxer in blue. So let's have a quick look at the judges' scorecards, Luke. There's a split, a 4-1 split in favour of the English boxer.
Yeah, well deserved as well for me. I think the English boxers certainly used a skills, great jab, and brought her onto that lead hook a few times. Really eye-catching shots as well.
well, and encouraging the German to change her style early in the bout because she realised that boxing off the back foot wasn't going to get the job done.
Not going to work.
So here we see the best of the action. That's lovely. That is
and
lovely.
Right up there. Best shot of the round for me.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Clean as a whistle.
Seconds out.
Three Nations champion of 2022, the English national champion in the same year, Dion Berman. And here she is,
Second round.
up on the judges' scorecards at least 4-1 after the first round.
I'm really impressed with the English boxer's jab, how crisp it is.
It is crisp, although the German there has thrown her best punch of the bout with the backhand right that got through.
Well, as you know, in the second round, tactics always change. Because now the German's down, she has to press.
Oh, that's terrific work. She caught her with two of those lead left hooks. I think it was a jab into a hook actually from the German, but both of them scored. Yeah, she's much more aggressive, much more on the front foot in this second round. The German in the red head guard.
The English boxer now needs to stay sharp. She can't afford to let her catch her with a few shots and bring it back.
Oh, what a shot. Lead right, straight down the pipe, caught the German, sent the red head guard flashing back. Good bout, this one.
Great round so far. Both boxers are catching each other with eye-catching shots. But the English boxer needs to stay sharp on the jab. She can't stand off and not do nothing.
Yeah.
She needs to keep busy with the jab.
And Berman just backing out of range there when she sensed that the onslaught was coming from the German. Again, the German's behind us in full voice as another lead hook comes in from blue, but she catches some red leather coming in.
Yeah. The English boxer needs to stay focused there because she's letting the German boxer come on and catch her with a few shots.
She certainly is. Women's welterweight gold is on the line here at the GB Open. Second round of 3 in the final. Berman got to a final in Poland, the Silesian Open. She was beaten by a French opponent that day, a much more experienced French opponent, 34 years old, in Emily Sonvico. But here she's up on the judges' scorecards, fairly even second round, but both of them landing big leather. And Dion Berman is throwing big punches trying to land as well.
She got caught there with a lead hook, did the English boxer. She needs to stay sharp on the jab.
Good red shot coming through again. The German just turning it up a level in this second round. And as you were talking about, the noisier portion of the crowd is German.
Where are we
even though
right
we're
now?
sitting in the city of steel, Sheffield. Yeah, where are we? We're in the heart of Yorkshire. GB Boxing City. But it's the Germans making more noise.
The English boxer now, for me, needs to keep the centre of the ring and really up the work rate a little bit. I think she stood off a little bit this round. And
She has, and the German is growing in confidence, you can tell.
She certainly is.
Good round for Leonie Müller of Germany. So Dion Berman took the first round on a 4-1 split on the judges' scorecards. It'll be very intriguing to see when we bring up the judges' graphic.
Level.
It's a 3-2 split in favour of the German. And they're all square on the Swedish judge in the middle. Well, it's all to play for.
It's all to play for
going
now,
down the stretch.
I think the English boxer let the German boxer come into that round and pick shots. I think she stood off for too long without working. And I think that was a downfall in that round where she just let her catch her with a few shots.
Yeah, so we've just seen images there of the German getting the better of the second round, but only on 3 of the judges' scorecards. 2 went in favour of the English women. It means that for the next 3 minutes, Luke, this is all on the line for the women's welterweight gold.
Certainly is.
Third and last round.
Final round here in Sheffield, women's welterweight final. Berman against the German, Leonie Müller. Berman in blue, Müller in red, and they've started at a ferocious pace in the final 3 minutes.
You can see that both boxers really want this. Going out into the centre of the ring throwing shots. English boxer got caught there with a lead hook. Walked onto that. That's it. That's the jab.
That's
by
the
English
jab.
boxer. Great jab. She needs to use it more in this round if she wants to win.
Dion Berman looking to send a statement to the world, to the GB selectors as well. She can't go to the Olympics. Worth pointing out, Rosie Eccles has already qualified in this weight class by taking the bronze at the European Games last year. But Dion Berman can just put herself into the forefront of everyone's thinking for the next cycle as we move forward in time. The German will have designs on the Olympics herself. Leonie Muller took that second round. Berman won the first, and we've got 2 minutes left of the contest here in the women's welterweight final. Terrific fight.
It's 1-for-1 at the minute. The English boxer's catching the German and vice versa. You know, it's a real tight-knit fight. Oh, great left hand though by the English boxer. Made the German walk onto the left hand.
It's the backhand left as well, the power shot from Dion Berman.
She keeps trying it now. Now she knows it land.
It's all largely single shots though. Do we need to see one or two combinations put together? Oh, that was nice. Just rolling the shoulder, catching her with the right on the way out.
Sometimes when you go in throwing too many shots, you get caught on the way in. That's why I think they're doing singles and doubles.
So Leonie Muller, the German, got caught with a straight right jab. Nice blue jab, straight down the middle.
And again, she's landed the English boxer's landed a couple of great shots.
It's clever head movement, isn't it? As she sees her opponent coming in, slip jab.
She's boxing lovely now, the English boxer.
Really found a rhythm as we work towards the final minute of this contest. Berman now starting to open herself up a little bit, throwing the backhand a little bit more and getting through with the right. Good round this so far from the English boxer, and Korter coming in, snap jab. And now the great foot movement of confidence from the woman in blue.
It's turning into a great round for the English boxer. She really seems to perform better at a higher pace.
But it was all to play for. She comfortably took the first round on a 4-1 split. The second round was in favour of the German, but Berman has come out in blue and boxed really smartly, although the German got through with a couple there.
Yeah.
Great backhand from Berman as she caught a jab at the same time. 10 seconds of the contest remaining. The German will need to leave an imprint to try and win the judges, but it's a flash jab that catches her, the backhand right as well. And Dion Berman wheels away, and I think her blue corner will think she's got the job done, Luke Campbell.
I think she had a great part of that round there where the tempo was high and she was catching them with great shots. You know, that left hand down the middle I think was a winner for her in that round.
I seem to really prefer the fight when it became that higher tempo.
Yeah, you know, I think she sat back a little bit too much in the second round and let the German come in and catch her. Where you see at a higher pace, she seems to be performing better.
So one for the future for sure. We've already mentioned that the GB welterweight place at the Olympics has already been taken. Rosie Eccles has qualified. But for Team GB to know that they've also got Dion Berman in the tank at that weight is absolutely terrific.
Yeah, you know, big, tall, southpaw, awkward, that's got a good work rate. Great left hand and a good right up. You know, that's hard to beat.
For both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 58. After 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score a split decision in favour of your World Boxing Cup GB Open Women's Welterweight Champion. Boxing out of the blue corner is Dion Berman. A round of applause, both boxers.
Well, terrific stuff. Again, winning on the 4-1 split. But it's interesting, as you pointed out, one of the judges, the Danish judge, went the other way all the way through.
Every single round. You know, you get that. You know,
you do get that. It's worth pointing out, I was talking to KIARAN MacDonald about that yesterday on commentary, and he said that all of the 5 judges sit at different places around the ring. You see fights differently depending on where you sit, and also they will potentially be looking for different things. They're not all judging the fight exactly the same.
They're not, no, but I think when you're landing eye-catching shots and it's knocking your opponent's head back, you need to take notice of that. You could potentially argue with the 3rd round. You know, she did some great work in that one, but I don't think you can argue with her winning the 1st round, in my opinion.
Yeah,
you know,
a terrific performance from Dion Berman to win the gold in the women's welterweight category, beating her German opponent and all of their support behind us. Leonie Muller, who put on a terrific show, but ultimately just came up short in that final. We'll see their medal presentation a little bit later on. They're just preparing the medals for the women's lightweight category. We saw that fight earlier on. Shona Whitwell, the tall, rangy southpaw, beating her younger, smaller opponent in Lucy Kings-Wheatley.
Great fight as well.
Yeah, and it all bodes well. It all bodes well for the future of GB boxing, and we've talked about, we don't know the long-term future of Olympic-style boxing when it comes to the games. We were talking off-air about Paris 2024. It's there. It's front and centre. At the moment, boxing is, in inverted commas, on hold for the LA Games in 2028, and the International Olympic Committee need to see the sport almost clean up its act.
Yep.
And that's what World Boxing has come along for, to do exactly that.
It would be a very sad day for boxing if it no longer competes in the Olympics, in my opinion. You know, as a young boxer myself, my goals and dreams was always to be an Olympic champion.
More so than world champion?
I never expected even 10 in professional boxing, if I was honest with you. It was always being an Olympic champion. And it was only after the Olympics where I decided to turn professional. But I never had any hopes, dreams or desires to actually be professional world champion. I just wanted to be Olympic.
I was at the London Excel Arena when you won your semi-final in 2012. You beat the Japanese opponent.
I did.
And I tell you what, we talk about travelling fans, the Irish, for John Joe Nevin in the other semi-final. They were pretty raucous that day.
Yeah, there certainly was. You know, I think it was a good 50-50 split in that arena that day. But it just made a great atmosphere. It
made for a brilliant atmosphere. We had it all summer, but specifically in the boxing. And I have to say, you say it would be a huge shame for boxing. I think it would be a huge shame for the Olympics if boxing wasn't there, because it's one of the sports that runs for pretty much the entire arc of an Olympic Games from start to finish.
Yeah, I think you're more than right there. And I think it would be more of a shame as well for the Olympics not to have the boxers in there. You know, and it's not easy for a boxer to qualify for the Olympics as well. We seem to have the hardest routes just to get there, you know, never mind compete at it. So it would be a sad day if that's the case.
Well, you take the Olympics away, you're thinking Muhammad Ali, you're thinking Roy Jones Jr., you're thinking Luke Campbell, Anthony Joshua, all of those guys.
All of them.
Nicola Adams, all of those girls as well. You're taking away an opportunity, and you're absolutely taking away a moment for young people's dreams.
You're cutting history out, you know. Well, moving forward, it's just not. It's just a sad day if that's the case.
Well, it's on hold,
Ladies
so it's not
and
out
gentlemen,
of it, and that's what
please
World Boxing are
welcome
trying
into
to
the
end. Let's
ring
head back into the ring. It's the medal ceremony for the women's lightweight category.
For the women's 60-kilogram competition. And a very warm welcome to our medal presenter, Mr. Ganzorg Voluj, the Vice President of the Mongolian Boxing Federation. This is the World Boxing Cup GB Open, Sheffield 2024, medal ceremony for the women's 60-kilogram competition. In bronze positions, representing Germany, Felicital Gangelbauer. Also representing Germany, Lena Buchner. And in silver medal position, representing England, Lucy Kings-Wheatley. in gold medal position and winner of the women's 60 kilogram competition, representing England, Shona Whitwell. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for our medalist and presenter.
Oh, that's where Sting's from.
So many congratulations to all of the medalists in the women's lightweight category with the 60 kilo cutoff. England's Shona Whitwell taking the gold in that excellent final against a fellow English boxer, Lucy Kings-Wheatley, whose time will come, we think, Luke. She's only 20 in the GB Academy squad.
I've been in her position. She stood there with a silver medal, you know, and
gutted about it.
And she's gutted. And when I was in the World Championships in Azerbaijan, I had a silver...
With the soldiers baying for you.
Exactly. I was stood there with a silver medal, number 2 in the world, and I was so disappointed. I felt sick like that. I wanted that gold. And I'm stood there, number 2 in the world, and looking at the guy who's got bronze medal, and he's smiling and he's happy, and I just wasn't happy, you know. So seeing that type of attitude there is only going to work well for him.
Have you always been like that? So if you go back, let's say you play a game of have a kickabout with your mates in the park when you were a kid. If you lost, would you take that frustration home? Did you always have to win?
I always, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, you elite sports people, it's win or nothing.
Yeah. And I see my son playing football. I see sometimes his frustration when it's not going his way, but you know, they're emotions that you really need to channels in.
Do you know the difference between people like me and people like you? I was always alright with losing. I really was. I was fine. I lost a goal. I had a good day. Did you have a good day? I loved it. And that's why I'm doing this.
I hate to see a happy loser. Hate to see a happy loser.
Unfortunately, mate, that sums me up. I might as well put it on my tombstone. Happy loser.
I've seen top guys in the ring, amateur and pro, and they've been beat, and they're smiling in the ring afterwards, and I'm like, I just don't understand.
Okay,
that.
ladies and gentlemen, we move on to bout number 59. So introducing your boxers to the ring. Firstly, your red corner representing Panama, give it up for Athena Bailon.
She's going to her 3rd Olympics this summer, Athena Bailon.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner to the ring. Representing the refugee boxing team, give it up for Cindy Ngamba.
But up against Athena Bailon of Panama is Cindy Ngamba, who might well be the story of this week. She may well turn into the story of this year if she qualifies for the Olympics. She's Cameroon born, but she's based in Bolton, trains with the GB squad, but is here competing under a refugee flag. It's illegal to be gay in her native Cameroon. She left that country aged 11. She wants to represent Team GB. I know there are people that would love her to represent Team GB, maybe one day, but for now, it's under the refugee flag. But for the next 9 minutes, I promise you, Luke, you're going to enjoy this contest. Cindy is an all-action fighter. She looks to smother, and she's up against a tall, rangy southpaw who looks to do the opposite. Keep you at range, keep you at bay, and beat you from distance.
I'm just reading her resume now, and it's pretty impressive.
Very impressive on both sides of the ring. So Cindy Ngamba, absolutely brilliant article in the Times a week or so ago. Rick Broadbent did a feature on her, and if you haven't seen it, you will be able to find it online. All about the life of Cindy and Gamba and how she trains here in Sheffield with the GB squad. She gets on so well with a number of them, but ultimately
Okay,
can't
ladies
compete for
and
GB.
gentlemen, we are on to
just
bout number
yet.
59. This is a women's middleweight final scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes. And introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all red and representing Panama. Give it up for Athena Bailon. And across the ring, her opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue and representing the refugee boxing team. Give it up for Cindy Ngamba. Your referee at the bell, representing Germany, Mr. Jürgen Schroeder.
Well, you can hear how popular Cindy Ngamba is from the cheers that went up when her name was announced. Last fight of the morning on this finals day here at the GB Open. It's the women's middleweight final for the gold. Athena Bailon of Panama in the blue, in the red, and Cindy Ngamba under a refugee flag in the blue. Here we go. Strap yourselves in, Luke. I think you're going to enjoy this.
She's come out there standing tall with a great lead hand stance.
So the Panama fighter, she does this. It's almost like an antenna coming out, that right hand with the southpaw stance, trying to keep her opponent at range. But Cindy is always on the move, always stalking, almost Tyson-esque in that method of trying to hunt down her opponent.
I think that's what she has to do on this occasion anyhow, just to have any success, because the Panama boxer's standing off with a tall range, high stance, and very calm and relaxed as well.
She won a world title at a lower weight, Athena Bailon, a decade ago. Cindy Ngamba would have been 15 at the time. Shows the experience that she's got. Here we go.
This
as
is
we
what
start to
Sydney
engage.
needs to do. She's got to turn this into a fight now. Forget the boxing and just go all out.
Yep. Looking to break inside that long-held guard of the Panamanian Cindy Ngamba. Lots of head movement, lots of movement from the waist. She's trying to find the angle to land her punches, but at the moment, Bailon in red is boxing it at her distance.
The Panama boxer's very relaxed, and now she's fighting with her hands down. You can see she's got that resume.
Confident and in a good exchange. I think the Panama boxer came out on top there. Hands still held down beside her waist as Ngamba is all action with the higher held guard and trying to catch her on the ropes. Got through a couple of times, did Ngamba in the blue.
This is where Sydney needs to be now. She needs to keep her on the ropes, let her hands go.
Oh, a little punch on the way out on the break as the referee split the two fighters from Cindy Ngamba. Still the confident stance from the Panama fighter with her hands by her waist. I think that's a trip, untidiness of the 2 feet coming together, but Cindy immediately pounced on her.
That's exactly what she needs to do. Keep the distance close,
Swarm
let her
her.
hands go.
So again, Bailon of Panama is up against the ropes, and Ngamba is trying to press that as her advantage in this fight. Doesn't want to allow Bailon in red the room to manoeuvre. We've got a shoelace. I have to say, it's not the first time this week that Athena Bailon's lace has come undone.
I used to put tape round mine.
Well, I said it yesterday in the commentary. Maybe we should go Velcro boots, the amount of times we pause for laces to be tied up.
There's nothing more frustrating when you're in a good rhythm and you have to stop because of that.
Yeah, and the other thing they have in the women's, because the men don't have head guards, is when the hair comes loose from the top, it forces another unwanted break in the fight. But for now, Cindy Ngamba is on the attack. She's trying to press Bailon up against the ropes and land flurries of punches, as Lucas said. But Bailon has done well to roll out of it and find the space that she wants.
You can certainly see the Panama boxer has skills and experience. You know, and she's using that in this fight because Sydney's putting a hell of a lot of pressure on her.
Yes, she is. Cindy Ngamba, based in Bolton. Good overhand right, catching the heads of the Panama boxer. I told you it'd be fun.
You certainly did. Do you know, when I look at both of these two stood together, it looks like they compete at different weights. Panama boxer looks massive for the weight.
Massive for the weight. Tall, long levers, long limbs, difficult to get in close.
Yeah.
And so Cindy has stayed up tall, not sitting down on her stool as she did all of yesterday in her semi-final when she beat Chantel Reed of England by unanimous decision. There's the scorecards, and it's a 4-1 split in favour of Cindy and Gamba in blue. What do you make of that?
I think she did what she needed to do that round. I think she's putting pressure on her. I didn't really see the Panama boxer land any clean shots, and I think she's been busier, letting hands go, and she's more aggressive.
So the judges going for the busier fighter. Worth pointing out, in Sydney's first bout of the week, she beat a Swede, Love Holgersson, who's absolutely massissive. Would stand tall with Athena Bylon, so she's already been
the Panama boxer.
Taller. Yeah, I think so. Really? And actually, as experienced, she had more than 100 amateur fights, Love Holgersson, and Cindy walked through her, ultimately won that one by split decision. And here we go, this has started again at a high pace.
She's a very busy fighter, but this is exactly what she needs to do against this type of an opponent. You need to great overhand right as well by Sydney.
Yeah, caught her coming in, and then he's probably up on the scorecards and having landed a flush shot, just happy to take a bit of time out. But then the Panama fighter is also using her experience because she perhaps realised that her rhythm had been interrupted. Let's interrupt Cindy's in return.
The Panama fighter will not like the pace that Sydney is setting.
So Cindy and Gamba in blue against Athena Bylon of Panama, supremely experienced in red. That's a good shot on the rush from Ngamba in blue. The lead right hand. Bylon starting to look a little bit frustrated in there.
The Panama boxer certainly does not like this high tempo work rate that Sydney's putting right in front of her. Constantly on top of her throwing shots.
Yeah, and just throwing a few back herself, trying to stop the blue tide that's coming her way. Still the antenna is held out, the right hand, almost to try and keep Cindy at bay, but because Cindy is that little bit shorter, she can almost duck straight underneath it.
What's working in Sydney's favour is that the Panama boxer hasn't thrown the left hand yet. I haven't seen her throw it once.
The power backhand shot.
Yeah, I haven't seen her throw it, and that'll be working in her favour. She's probably a little bit worried about that overhand right coming over the top of it.
Still the hands are held down by the side from Bylon in the red, the Panama boxer. She's backing away confidently, but still, everywhere she goes, she's stalked by the woman in blue.
If Sydney can keep this up, this should be an absolutely brilliant win for her.
Up on the scorecards after round one, 4-1 split according to the judges. She's up on her toes as well, bouncing. Oh, that's a good shot though from the red boxer.
Yeah.
Lead right hand got through as Sydney was charging in.
You cannot just stand off this Panama boxer. If you're not pressuring her, you need to be way away from her. If you're going to stand right in front of her, she will hit you down the middle.
As she did just then. Cindy Ngamba is a 3-time English national champion, but the Panama boxer has been Dr. Point there, has she?
She has, yeah. I just noticed, I don't know whether it was for holding, but that'd be a massive downer on the scorecard.
Enormous, especially after losing the first round. To be Dr. Point in round two means that Bylon is going to have to change the way she's going about this bout. She's going to have to turn up the heat, turn up the pressure. Cindy Ngamba will be feeling pretty happy in the position that she's got herself into, just trying to dance away from any trouble as we go down the final few seconds of the second round, the middle round of three. How costly will that point deduction prove?
I think that was the first time I've seen Sydney on the back foot there for the last 15 seconds making a miss. She can seem to do it all.
Very skilled boxer, Cindy Ngamba. So here we go, the judges' scorecards. And they've gone 4-1 again in favour of Bylon, and that is before we factor in the point deduction, Luke. You're just doing the maths on the right hand side of that little graphic.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Okay, so we're going to see the reason why there was the point deduction.
Hold.
Continual holding?
Yeah, so what you can see there is you can see Sydney's trying to break away, but she's holding her close to her. She don't want to break. She wants her that close to her because she wants to breathe her, in my opinion.
Okay. So Athena Bylon, the more experienced of the fighters, 34 years old, representing Panama in red, been to 2 Olympics, already qualified for Paris 2024, is down on the scorecards and Dr. Point. Cindy Ngamba this would represent an enormous victory for her. A gold in a year where she hopes to go to the Olympics. If she were to, she'd be representing the IOC's refugee team. She still has to qualify, but Bailon is turning up the pressure because she has to. She's got her in the corner, and big shots are coming in now. And Gamba is having to put it into reverse for the first time in the bout.
Now she's come out now in this last round wanting to win the fight. In the first 2 rounds she's been a bit very laid back, but now she's come out throwing shots and very aggressive.
And she's powerful too, so you never know. If a big clean shot were to land, it could change the course of the fight. 2 minutes left of this women's middleweight final in the GB Open here in Sheffield. Cindy Ngamba is up on the scorecards. Athena Bailon, Dr. Point.
Can the Panama keep the pace of this last round and win on some judges' scorecards?
Well, she's changed her guard. She's brought her right hand into her face, and she's going more aggressive. Rather than holding it out as a defence mechanism, she's having to chase this fight.
It's great to see Sydney using her defences on the back foot as well this time.
Oh, just a little glance to the referee from Ngamba, just saying she's punching me around the back of the head. That's the best work from Cindy Ngamba in this final round. 2 punches came through the middle, but Bailon is game as you like in this final round, a round that she must win handily.
I see frustration there from the Panama boxer where she's hitting her gloves. You know, I think it's a little too late for her in this last round to start working. Oh, she's walking onto a few shots there by Sydney.
Well, it's opening up because Bailon needs something, and as she opens up, it creates opportunity for the woman in blue. And Ngamba keeps coming forward, punches the gloves together. Oh, great shot. Great shot as Bailon came into range and Ngamba caught her with a right.
I think it's maybe a little bit too late for her to start working in this last round now on the judges' scorecards.
It does feel a little too late, but that said, it's brilliant to watch.
Makes a great fight. Great head movement there by Sydney, just rolling under a couple of shots and moving out the way. Making a miss lovely.
Yeah, showing a different side to her boxing game with the defensive work, with her movement. Oh, the referee not happy at all there. Punching after the break. Into the last 10 seconds, and it feels like 10 seconds from Cindy Ngamba being crowned with an enormous victory in her career here.
Yeah.
Final bell, respect from both corners. Cindy Ngamba has really put on a show there, Luke
Campbell. I was really impressed there with Sydney. How she was on the front foot, and then even watching her footwork and head defence on the back foot was very impressive. What a great performance.
Really was. And yesterday, Bailon showed herself with a shutout victory of England's Kerry Davis, a very talented boxer. Beat her by unanimous decision, and today, against Cindy Ngamba, it just felt completely different from the off.
For me, she beat the Panama boxer in every round, in every department. I don't think she could cope with her. She couldn't keep with her. What a great performance by Sydney. I mean,
Excellent
I'm talking
work.
Like she's already won, but...
Well, we don't know. We wait the judges' scorecards,
Okay,
and we'll get that now from Craig Denham.
Number 59, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials on ringside score a unanimous decision victory in favour of your World Box Cup GB Open Women's Middleweight Champion. Boxing out of the blue corner, it's Cindy Ngamba. A round of applause, both boxers.
Cindy, my winner. The crowd behind us are holding up placards. That's the first time I've seen that this week. Supremely popular across the board.
And what a performance there to win the gold medal. I mean, look at who she beat and the resume of her and her experience. What a fantastic win.
A fantastic win, and you mentioned these look like 2 boxers at different weights. You had the much taller, much more solid looking boxer in Athena Bailon, and Cindy Ngamba, shorter, but just got the job done so brilliantly. Hugs from the coaching staff over there as well. But what a result for Cindy Ngamba, who, as we told you at the start of the bout, does have dreams of representing Team GB. She trains with them. But for now, she's boxing under the refugee flag. Born in Cameroon, a refugee with status because it's illegal to be gay in her native country.
Wow.
But what a boxer.
What a story.
Amazing story in an Olympic year, the year when these stories come right bubbling into our focus.
What a boxer, you know. Very impressed with her today, very impressed.
I don't think that's going to be the last we see of Cindy Ngamba on a BBC TV screen in 2024. I really don't. The gold medal goes to Cindy Ngamba, and the silver goes to the former world welterweight champion of 10 years ago, Athena Bailon, also a two-time continental champion in South America. And she will now return back to her day job, Luke. She's a copper
please welcome
in
into the
Panama.
ring
Interesting.
Didn't manage to lock up Cindy Ngamba.
She certainly didn't, no.
Women's 66
Right, back into the ring. It's medals time.
competition. And will you give a special welcome to our presenter, Fran Houghton, 3-time Olympic silver medalist, 5-time Olympian, and 4 times world champion. Rower, thank you. This is the World Boxing Cup GB Open, Sheffield 2024. Medal ceremony for the women's 66 kilogram competition. In silver medal position, representing Germany, Leonie Müller. In gold medal position and winner of the women's 66 kilogram competition, representing England, Dion Berman. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for our medalists and for Fran Houghton. Please move forward for your photos. Thank you.
So a lovely moment for Dion Berman picking up the gold in the women's welterweight category this morning with a victory over the German Leonie Müller. We're actually at the end of our boxing for the morning session. We've got one more medal ceremony to come, and that will be a popular one as well, with Cindy Ngamba having just won the gold in the women's middleweight. But as for the boxing this morning that we've seen, Luke, it's been absolutely terrific, ultimately culminating, I think, in the fight of the session.
Yeah, I agree. I think that last fight there was probably the best one of the morning so far. I mean, they've all been great fights, but I just feel like with their resumes and the experience that they've had and what she did there, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I always say with these things, wins breed confidence and confidence breed wins, which is no bad thing when you see that 6 months away we've got Paris 2024 on the horizon.
6 months is going to go by in a flash, let me tell you. I remember qualifying for the Olympics. I think I was about 9 months out. I qualified in 2011, I think in the October time. And, you know, obviously the Olympics, I did the first qualifying tournament and it just flown by. You know, where did the time go in there? But, you know, when you're focused and determined and so big, you don't start counting the days down. You know, you start making the most of every day.
You would have been alongside boxers that were waiting to see if they would get the call for the Olympic trial. What were they like in those times? Must have been so stressful.
Yeah, well, I had my roommate was in that position, Anthony Agogo, who ended up getting a bronze medal in the Olympics. But I believe he was in the last qualifying tournament, and you know it was nip and tuck. The pressure, you could see the pressure was on every day. You know, it was a bit more relaxing for me. because I'd already qualified.
Job done.
I'd already done the job. Well, a small part of the job.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, all I had to focus on was being the best I could be at the Olympics. And I had one guy in mind to beat, which was the Cuban boxer, who beat me by 2 points in the world final. He was my drive and motivation for the Olympics.
Every day.
Every single
Posters
day.
on the wall.
Yeah. And I didn't even end up boxing him. He got beat by John Joe Nevin in the semi-finals. So
John Joe did the job, and then you did the job on John Joe.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, it was 1-1 with me and John Joe Nevin going into that final. So he beat me in the first fight, beat me comfortable. And then in the World Championships, I beat him on a countback, which I believe it should have been a little bit more than a countback, but they scored at a countback. So it was 1-1 going into the Olympic Games. And I remember stood next to him walking out for the final, and I looked at him, and he was laughing and smiling and joking with his coaches. And I looked away and I thought, does he know something I don't? Like, has he got like a trick up his sleeve that he knows something I don't? Because I'm stood there all nervous, and he's laughing and joking. I'm like,
Well, that's nervous energy, right? You
maybe
can use that to your advantage.
Yeah, everyone's different. I notice under nerves. Some people talk more. Some people go quiet. Some people maybe laugh and joke. I'm one that goes quiet. You know, he was laughing and joking, so I thought, oh my God, he is confident. And then away we went.
Well, away you went. You won the gold. The rest is history, and a terrific professional career as well. And here you are with the moment of your career, sitting here with us commentating on the GB
There
Open.
we go. Yeah. The only place I want to be right now.
Well, back in Sheffield where it all started for you, and it's great to have you. We'll take a walk, actually. We're about to take a break off air on BBC Sport. We're back for the afternoon session after this medal ceremony, which they're just setting up for in the ring. Me and you are going to take a walk down the Hall of Champions, and we're going to stand by your little photo.
Sounds
nice
good.
little moment. Take a walk down memory lane for you.
See what I looked like 12 years ago.
Yeah, although you still got it. I said to you, you must be keeping
I don't
fit.
know.
Yeah, looking good. Okay, so what have we got to look forward to? This, firstly, it's the medal ceremony, and the reason it's taking a little moment for them to get ready is ultimately it's the two boxers who've just been in the ring together, so they've taken their time to just catch a breather. Cindy Ngamba against Athena Bailon. I think we can show a couple of highlights of that bout, so we can maybe talk through one or two of the best moments from it. But it was an absolute showcase from the smaller boxer, Cindy Ngamba in blue there. Talk us through some of this, Luke.
The Panama boxer gave a very awkward style of boxing, but it didn't seem to faze Sydney one bit. She pressed, she was throwing the overhand right hand, she was letting her hands go, and she wasn't fazed one bit by what she had. And she looks like a big, strong woman, you know, that can really...
Big, strong, experienced woman
as well. Like, look at her stance and how wide she is and tall, and wasn't fazed one bit. And that was very impressive to see. Wasn't bothered about her record, wasn't bothered what she's done, what she's achieved. She's a big, tall southpaw. She just got in there and did what she needed to do.
I think it has to be said. I mean, that is maybe one of her key skills. Apart from the boxing, the punches that she shows, the different angles, the head movement, defence, is the fact that she's not bothered who she goes in with.
Yeah.
She imposes herself on the fight.
And that's great to see. You know, that's a hard skill to have. And that was there on the front foot. And then...
That was the moment there for excessive holding that Athena Bailon had a point deducted from her. That ultimately, it didn't really shape the scorecard, but it meant that there was a moment in the fight where Cindy knew that provided she didn't get stopped, she could not lose.
But look, straight after that, she went out there and threw a 6-punch combination straight at her. You know, she knew she's got a point taken off her, and then she just stormed straight in and hits her with a six straight punches right down the middle.
Yeah, you must have a sixth sense for these sorts of things. As an Olympic champion, you went with Team GB, and you've covered and followed subsequent Olympics since in Rio and in Tokyo. Can you see, when you watch boxers, these guys are Olympic medalists?
It's very, you know, there were some very talented boxers going to the Olympics, and
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's whether they can handle the pressure of the Olympics what makes the biggest difference, because these small tournaments where no one's watching, you know, there's not many eyes on you. You go to the Olympics, the world's watching.
Okay, well, we shall see. There are people watching. They're on the BBC, aren't you? Right, into the ring, it's the medals. Here comes Cindy Ngamba for her gold.
And welcoming to the ring our presenter, Michael Jensen, our technical delegate of the World Boxing Cup GB Open here in Sheffield 2024. This is the World Boxing Cup GB Open Sheffield 2024 medal ceremony for the women's 75 kilogram competition. And in bronze medal positions, representing England, Chantel Reid. Also representing England, Kerry Davis. In silver medal position, representing Panama, Athena Bailon. In gold medal position and winner of the women's 75 kilogram competition, representing the refugee boxing team, Cindy Ngamba. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for our medalists and our presenter, Michael Jensen.
Well, it was the fight of the morning session. All smiles in the middle of the ring for Cindy Ngamba with that shiny gold medal around her waist, and for the guys that have gathered to take photos of this session, her family standing behind us cheering her on. They've absolutely loved seeing Cindy Ngamba take the gold in the women's middleweight. So we're halfway done, but we're only halfway done here on BBC Sport. We are going to leave you shortly for a little best part of hour and 20-minute break. We're going to be back at 1:30. But Luke, having wet our whistle with an amazing showcase of boxing this morning, we've presented half of the medals. We have a lot to look forward to this afternoon. And indeed, there's a great story, I don't know if you know this, Lewis Richardson, who is competing in the men's light middleweight final against a very impressive Dane in Nikolai Terterian. He's already qualified for the Olympics. But this event here is partly thanks to Lewis Richardson. He studied a master's degree in sports and business management, and he did a feasibility study. Could we bring an international boxing event to the Sheffield English Institute of Sport? And when the bigwigs here decided maybe we could do it, they went, "Hey Lewis, can we borrow some of your notes?"
Wow.
And they used his feasibility study to help put this together, and here we are, some time on, hosting an international boxing event.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and we're going to see Lewis box for gold at the event that he had a small part in helping to put together. So Lewis Richardson is going in the light middleweight final, although he's got a really tough opponent. And I mentioned to you earlier, the super heavyweights. My word, Nikita Putilov in the red corner representing Germany. To me, he's 21, he's a monster, he's like a young Vladimir Klitschko. You're going to enjoy
Very
watching
exciting,
that.
yeah,
He's
I'm
up
looking forward
against
to that one.
Omar Shia of Norway, and then the final bout of the day is going to be the light heavyweight men's final, and it's an all-English affair. George Crotty, the Royal Marine, going up against Ramtin Musa, also of the Team GB camp. And let's not forget, the message that we keep saying to everybody is they can't both go to the Olympics. So it really is a final chance to say to the GB coaches, take me, take me.
Yep, and it's exactly what we did as well in the GB Championships. What we had in Liverpool at the Echo Arena, we had the same, you know.
Who did you box? Did you have a box off for it?
I seen one of the Welsh coaches, Sean. I boxed him and beat him first, and then I boxed a guy called Ian Weaver in the final, and I beat him 23-3.
Okay,
but it put me in number one position. But he was leading the number one position.
Oh, really? So you came up
I was out with an injury.
From off the rails,
So,
and the
yeah.
rest, again,
If
as
he
they
would have
say.
beat me that day, I would have retired. I could have not have been round GB with him gloating. I would have finished boxing completely.
Okay, well, it didn't happen, and ultimately
It was
you
all
went
on
to
the
London
line, trust me.
2012 and you got the job done. Right, Luke, this morning has been brilliant. I'm looking forward to this afternoon. We're going to let you take a little breather. We're going to take a walk down that Hall of Champions and stand next to your picture with the gold medal around your neck. Thank you for watching us on BBC Sport this morning and on YouTube on the World Boxing and GB Boxing channel. We're going to be back with you, as I say, at 1:30 this afternoon. Wherever you're watching it right now, we will be back with you. I've been Chris Latcham, Luke Campbell's been Luke Campbell, and the boxing's been brilliant. See you soon.
See you soon.